Hi everyone, I'm Dayeah Khalil and I'm here to build with you a dance bullet journal from a real beginning. Dance planner, dance agenda, dance bullet planner, wherever you prefer to call it. Usually we start with the index, but I personally leave that first page blank and come back to fill it in later, once I already know the page numbers. The second page would be for last year's grade 2 session. But in this case, since the year isn't over yet, you will return a tweet before to complete it. So, we are actually going to start on the third page, the future log. The future log is where we place the main dates of the year, a few key events, and since we are creating a dance planner, the most important dates will be the workshops and dance events. There are many types of designs and spreads you can use when you create a future log. And the most common ones include adding a small month calendar inside each box. But for that layout, you need a lot of space, 2, 4, or 12 pages. The question is, how many space do you need for these future events? 2 pages with 6 months on each, 4 pages with 3 months on each, or 12 pages with 1 month per page. And of course, there are many other variations. In my case, I prefer a more practical future log, all on a single page with the 12 months. That way I can see the entire year at once. This also explains why I didn't include the small monthly calendar this time. Simple because I didn't have enough space. This is the same layout I used last year and it worked really well. I divided the page in 2 columns with 6 boxes on each side for the 12 months, leaving room for the title. This notebook already came with dot pages, but you can easily mark the lines with a ruler to keep everything aligned. If you are unsure, you can use a pencil first and then go over it with a black pen. Just make sure you know the quality of paper. Always test the pen before to avoid bleeding through the other side. If it does bleed and ruins the other side of the page, I recommended using a sticker to cover that ink mark from your previous page. The future log is also used to write down birthdays of important people. Since this one is a dance theme, you could write the birthdays of important dancers, for example. But personally, I prefer keeping birthdays in the monthly and weekly pages and leave the future log for events that require long-term planning. For example, even we are in January, it's important to see a dance event happening in September. That way you can plan financially, prepare for travel, sync up deadlines, etc. A birthday would only make a sense here if it requires a long-term preparation, like organizing a big party, hiring a DJ, a band, a buffet, and other services. Otherwise, I leave this page specifically for events, travels, and things I will need to organize in advance. Bullet journaling is something very personal, just like the materials you choose. You can use stickers, stamps, freehand drawings. What matters is not putting too much pressure on yourself. In my first journals, I used it to stare at the blank page for hours. I'm afraid of making a mistake and mess up the planner I would use for the whole year. But now I'm learned to improve on the top of mistakes. For example, if I stamp something in the wrong place, I just put a sticker over it. If I draw a line in the wrong spot and ended up creating a 7 box instead of 6, that 7th box becomes a notes area. This way you learn to improvise and understand that you don't need to be a professional artist. Don't be afraid to explore ideas, even if it seems simple. You are the one who will see these pages every day. It's your rules. And you can even choose a different theme or color for each month. By the way, in the end, what matters is having a tool that helps you plan, develop creativity, and that can also be therapeutic. Now, just to recap what we've done so far. We divided the page in a half, left space for the title and the year, and created 6 boxes on each side, totalizing the 12 months. You can write January, February, etc., or do what I did and just write 1, 2, 3, etc. And because of space, instead of writing the full month name, I just write the 3 first letters. It saves a lot of room. Last year, I added 3 events per month. This year, I'm considering adding 5. But I think the right thing to do is not going beyond 6 events per month. But again, this is personal, this is your rules. Do what works for your needs. Returning to the definition of the future log is an overview of upcoming month of the year. It works as an annual calendar divided into sections. It works as an annual calendar divided into sections where you write future commitments, goals, and important events, with priority to dance events and workshops. Last year, I also used it to define goals for each month, even though I have a separate page for it, because in the future log I can write them in a more direct way and it's more simple. It's also where I add events that I don't have the day yet, just to have a preview of what is coming. And you can write reminders of things you need to take care of in the next month, because they will affect your planning. It serves as an annual map, which is why it goes right on beginning of the bullet journal. And you could quickly visualize everything planned for the future without needing to create all the monthly pages in advance. First, you set everything up here in the future log. And as the months arrive, you come back and build each month using the future log as your reference. That's the best part. It's usually divided into a 6 or 12 box, one for each month. If you want, you can even build a bullet journal only for a half year, or you don't need to start actually in January. There's a many way to do it. As I said, first, you make the rules. For me, I prefer seeing the entire year on a single page. It can be minimalist or heavily decorated. You can include monthly calendars if you have space enough. In my case, I didn't add themes or decorative elements. I keep it simple, clean, and functional, which worked best for me. But you can make it more playful too, which is also super nice. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I was helpful. These are my first videos, so I apologize for any technical mistake and for my poor English, of course. This year is almost end, so this is the perfect moment to start building your planner, align your goals and plans for next year. That's why I wanted to make it together with you. Feel free to leave comments, idea, write me here on YouTube, on Instagram, wherever, because I want to see how your future log turned out. I hope you have a wonderful day and may you feel inspired in your dance and your daily activities. See you next time. Bye.